The expendable rockets, everybody, that is what you need to be checking out here in Helldivers. This is probably one of the most high value things that you can take on your missions. So today I'm going to take you through exactly how I like to run the expendable rockets. As you can see in these clips that I've got cut up for this entire video, this is how I run the expendable rockets and the recoilless rifle as well. However, I've found in my testing and in my gameplay all the way up into Helldiver level missions, I do like the expendable rockets a lot more than the recoilless rifle. But overall, what you really want to be using this expendable rifle or expendable rockets and the recoilless rifle for is for taking out these chargers, is what it's absolutely best at. But it is no slouch at taking on Bile Titans as well, but you have to have good aim with this bad boy. It's not like a gun that you can just shoot and miss your shots. You actually kind of have to know what you're doing and have some decent aim. You can see in a lot of these clips, I just whiff and I hit like the leg of these chargers or something and they're just fine. But what it does do really well is even if you do miss on the charger headshot, you end up taking off the leg armor, and then the chargers are pretty easy to take out on their own anyways, just because you can shoot out their leg and it's pretty easy. But the headshot hitbox for the chargers is quite big. For the Bile Titans, I've noticed is quite small and difficult to hit. So taking on Bile Titans is a lot less consistent, I've found, with the expendable rockets and the recoilless rifle, but it's still really fun and also very satisfying. One of the main reasons I really like to run the expendable rockets is because it actually frees up your backpack slot and you get to carry another weapon around, because what happens is you're getting in a fight, you see chargers coming, you'll throw down your expendable rockets, and then you get to actually use, you know, whatever, your laser cannon or your arc thrower or whatever you're carrying around. You can just drop it at the expendable rockets, shoot your 2 expendable rockets off, and then be done with it. Or you can just carry around an expendable rocket for the game and then call in an expendable rocket, then you've basically got 3 shots you can run off through really fast. All right, so I had to come back in and post real quick and add this just because I'd be remiss if I did not. But using the expendable AT actually gives you basically like a third AT shot. Is that you can stick it to chargers' heads super easily. I've tried sticking it to Bile Titans. You might be able to do that. It's quite difficult to do. I haven't been able to do it yet, so you have to have some good aim. But what you can do with these is it basically sticks to any charger's head super easily, as long as you hit their head where what would be their weak spot of the charger. As you can see, it just sticks right onto them. I've tried doing their back and side and legs, and I haven't been able to get it to stick there, so it's probably a lot lower chance that you'll stick if you don't hit him in the head. But as long as you hit him in the head, it'll stick to him, it'll call down, and it'll land right on him wherever that stratagem is taped onto him. So overall, super good. Back to the video now, guys. Thanks for watching. What you'll see in these clips is that a lot of the time I end up not being able to reload the recoilless rifle, which is nice. You can have that backpack reload, but honestly that just never happens, especially if you're playing solo like I am in these clips. I mean, you're just not going to have dudes recoil, like doing the cool tactical reload on your recoilless rifle. Although if you can set that up, pretty cool, you can really lay down some fire, but again, kind of too situational to be really useful. But the expendable rockets are awesome, especially because of their call-in time. I think it's like every 60 seconds, 75 seconds, something like that. The expendable rockets are up so much, and to be honest, you just have to take these against the tournaments. If you're playing in any difficulty, I'd say 7 and below, you really don't need to take more than probably one guy playing with expendable rockets, and you just throw it on cooldown all the time when you're around objectives or just in any POI areas. Just keep it on cooldown all the time. Keep them laying on the ground. Make sure your teammates that might not have weapons are just carrying them around. And if you just have these up and running, you absolutely do not need a recoilless rifle. You're going to have a great time taking on a lot of the heavy targets. It's really a fantastic way of being able to run something else in your loadout other than having to run a rail cannon or a railgun or any of those weapons that you're having to rely on just to take the armor off of these chargers and higher target, heavily armored, annoying enemies. This also works against Hulks in the automaton race. I think you can take out a Hulk with the recoilless rifle in as little as 1 shot, but you have to have some dang good aim to hit that weak spot. I know for a fact you can do it in at least 2. So 1 to 2 shots with the recoilless rifle against a Hulk, and you hit the weak spots on those automatons, you're going to be doing a fantastic job. Anyways, you can probably 1-shot them as well. But what I really use these rifles for is the Terminids. I think for the automatons, there's better options, maybe like the anti-material rifle and the railgun, of course, like it always has been so meta. And then the arc thrower as well is pretty good, as if you're bugging it out at least and abusing the may or may not glitches, so I don't know how long that'll last in the game. But the recoilless rifle, I think, is also extremely satisfying to use, so I don't think you can go wrong with that. But having it on cooldown all the time is just really fantastic. So what I found is that when running a under level 8 or 9 mission, so you're 7 and below, you can just run one of these expendable rockets on one of your characters on your team. But when you get up into those level 8 and 9s, you definitely want, I think when I have at least 2 people running these expendable rockets, you're just chunking them all around the map on cooldown, and you've essentially got infinite rockets, and you're blowing up every charger that has ever dared to annoy you. So the way that I have been personally running these, and not in these clips, I've actually just decided to be Rocket Man for the day, because I just really wanted to try out just get to know these missiles, these rocket launchers, and see what I thought of them. But what I find is I don't run the recoilless all. What I do is I run my expendable AT rounds. I just throw those around whenever I need them, or whenever I get the chance to, whenever they're off cooldown. If there's a lull, I throw it down, just get that bad boy back on cooldown. And then what I'm actually running, especially against the Terminids, is I like to run the laser cannon. It's great for just taking out these medium armored Terminid enemies, and just keeps the overall enemies just thinned out really easily. Infinite ammo as well, nice to have, but it absolutely sucks against the heavy armored enemies. So I'm using this laser cannon. It's good for fighting 80% of the Terminids, and then if I need actually something a little bit heavier, I throw down my heavy AT, or my expendable ATs, whip those bad boys out, blow up the chargers that are around me and whatnot, and I continue about my day when I pick back up my laser cannon. And that process just rinse and repeat. I also take the impact grenades. I really like those lately, but I think all the grenades are pretty good. I think the impact grenades are particularly good against armored targets and medium armored targets as well. But yeah, guys, that's basically how I'm running the expendable and the heavy AT rockets. If you want to run the recoilless rifle, you can absolutely do that. It's still very good, but you're going to be missing out on that backpack. So I really like to run on my build like the Watchdog, or you can run the shield backpack if you're into that too, and whatever backpacks come out in the future as well, or even the jump pack. I don't know if you're kind of crazy like that. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the expendable rockets. That's how I like to use them. They're dang good. They're probably one of the best, most solid, consistent expendable rockets. Are basically the best, most consistent stratagem in the game, in my opinion. Thanks for watching, guys. Join the Discord down in the link below to get live stream notifications and hang out with the community. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shill. Have a great day, though.